Well, welcome.
What is up? What is up, y'all? It's
Hey
your girl
guys.
D,
And it's your girl Chills.
and this is Postpartum Uncut. This is one of the first times we've actually had time to sit and talk in forever with summer activities ablaze
Yes.
and hectic schedules. So we are in the kitchen today. Today's episode is a meal prepping episode. And with us being on our collaborative wellness journeys together, we decided that this would be a great opportunity to talk about meal prepping as a toddler mom. So one thing about us, I'm getting into wellness coaching. Chelsea is in the gym all day, every day. She's known as the sweet physique. And not only does she make delicious, yummy treats all day.
Thank you.
Hello, I eat them. She also has picked up some personal training on the side as well. So we thought this was a great opportunity to highlight things that we truly believe in.
And care about.
Yes, life efficiency, health, and just life being easier for you, mama. This is something that we actually really, really invest time in. So with meal prepping, the whole idea is do something your future self can thank you for. So yes, it might take an extra 15 to 20 minutes of intentionality. Yes, you might need to come up with a weekly menu, but those little tasks take hours off of your schedule throughout the week, and they make life a little less stressful, especially on days like today that might be a little bit more hectic, where you might have had a plan and it did not go your way. The plan was not planning at all, but you know what you did do? You did plan that meal, and you could pop it out of the fridge, pop it out and pop it in a microwave, or unwrap it and give it to the kid. That is what today is all about.
I agree.
What you got going on over there, buddy?
Well, first of all, what I like to do when I meal prep, I like to pour me a little something.
I know that's right.
And I always have two options. Here is the non-alcoholic for those of us who may be breastfeeding, just don't drink, whatever the situation is, it's okay. And then I have the alcoholic version for those of us that, might want a little buzz, feel a little elevated while we're cooking, feel good about ourselves.
I always say, the vibe and the environment you set up helps with tasks. I know I can't fold laundry unless I'm on the phone for real. I leave a big pile of laundry and save that phone conversation for that time.
Yes.
And I get it all done. Just like when I'm cooking, I put on Family Feud. That's my vibe.
So you can just bang it out?
Yes. And I'm just cooking. I'm like, oh, that's not the right answer. That's a dumb answer. I'm just sitting there getting the task done without thinking about how daunting the task is.
Yeah, so I like music. She likes the TV and my glass of wine.
Yep. Music is for the dishes. You see how that works?
Okay.
It's so figure out your vibe.
Yep.
But mama, there's nothing wrong with you setting up a vibe to get your intentional stuff done. But leave it to us to help you figure out your life. So here we go. We're going to get into what Chelsea has for us today. We have two snacks. Two things today on the agenda. So let's dive in.
Let's go. All right, guys, so I'm choosing the alcoholic version today. As she said, after the day we just had, I just need a little something to take the edge off. This is for the producer.
Yeah. Can I have some, please?
Yes.
Meanwhile, you give the kids something to do.
And the baby girl is asleep over there on the couch.
Say hi, Buddha.
So here are the ingredients for the popsicles. We're going to add, well, first of all, we're making popsicles, as I was saying. So we're going to add strawberries and kiwi as the fruit to the popsicles. And then we're also going to add yogurt. And then as you'll see in a bit, the coconut water kind of thins out the yogurt to add the layers in between the fruit for the popsicles. Here are the molds for the popsicles. I got this off Amazon. There's so many different colors. And then I like gold in everything I do. So I got some fancy popsicle sticks. Obviously, wooden ones work just fine. Okay, so to make these popsicles, I like to use a bullet to mix up all my layers. So now we're going to blend it up. I like to blend it first, see how thick the consistency is, and then if I need to thin it down, that's when I can add some coconut water to this as well. I'm going to need to add some already.
You want to see?
Juice. Making juice.
Making juice.
Yeah. I am the juice lady, you know.
So how far are you filling these up?
1/4 of the way. Just kind of eyeballing it. Ooh. Now that we have our first layer, I'm going to put the top on and pop these bad boys in the freezer for about 45 minutes or until it's pretty much firm. And then we can add the next layer after that. Okay, so now while that's freezing, we're going to make the vanilla layer or the yogurt layer. I get vanilla yogurt just because I like it better than plain. And then once again, here's our coconut water. This recipe is all about eyeballing everything, so there's no set amount like 1 cup, 2 cups.
Make the juice.
Yeah. Watch.
And now this layer is ready for when the other ones come out the fridge. Okay guys, so for our meal today, we are going to call it the brunch wrap. So for that, we're going to use 2 main ingredients, our eggs and our avocado. So the eggs is going to be the outside of the wrap. And let's be honest, sometimes it's hard to flip an egg perfectly, get it even. Sometimes we step away from the stove, the egg is burnt when we come back. So when that happens, it's nice to already have some tortilla wraps just as a backup. We want to work smarter, not harder, adding stress to our life.
I know that's right.
So here's that. And then I like to use the avocado. The darker the avocado, the better, because that means it's softer and easier to mash up with a fork. So when they're really green, it's just hard to mash. So just give you a heads up, get a darker one. So this is going to be like a spread for the wrap. And for the contents, I like to add some sort of cheese and then some sort of deli meat. I like to use deli meat because it's already sliced and diced. We don't have to work hard. And then you can use the remainder for sandwich, omelets, whatever you want to do later. So let's get going. Okay, so I have my eggs. I do 3 to 4 just to have a little backup if I need it. I like to add a little milk to my consistency. That way, like, it kind of makes it a little fluffier. And then we just whisk the ingredients together. Obviously, you can use a fork. Okay, so while I actually whisk my eggs, I like to have the skillet preheating. So I put it on a low setting, like 3 to 4. And then I like to spray it with non-stick spray so that way it's easier to flip the egg. Now I'm going to tag the producer D in because she just informed me that she's the queen of flipping eggs. So I said, oh.
No pressure.
Okay, well, we're going to have you flip this bad boy. So tag her in, boom.
We raiding Chelsea drawers. And look at this mug. This actually,
you know, I got to be ready for everything. I got the oversized bro. Like,
this mug looked like it would be perfect for something like this. However, the skillet that we have chosen, I'm taking it old school and going off muscle memory with what I use at home. And I feel like I'm going to be a little bit better with the flick of the wrist with this one.
Especially with like the kitty size skillet. That probably is better for a bigger skillet.
Like a flat skillet, this would be perfect. This is good for like burgers, y'all. Like, we need to figure out where they sell these at. Because I don't even...
Crate and barrel. You know.
This mug. It's perfect for patties.
You may not need all of it. Just whatever you think is best.
Girl, bye. We gonna figure it out. Today is a figure it out kind of day.
It sure is.
But I do like this idea because when I say breakfast and lunch, especially as a stay-at-home mom, are two of the harder meals. Like, of course, dinner is a thing because, especially if you're a two-parent household, like I have to cook for me and the kid and the husband. And I want to make sure that the husband has something hot when he comes home, right?
And he's a whole man.
That's
so
a whole
his portion
man.
size is a little bit different.
And like, there's always a meat involved. Let's talk about that because that's the real deal. It's not even the portions for real. It's the meat. Because, you know, women, we could eat like rabbits if we felt like it for the day and be satisfied.
See, I'm actually not that type of person. I need a meat. My mama said one time, we just gonna cut meat out. I said, who gonna cut meat out?
See.
And my daddy was like, so yeah, who's gonna cut meat out? So we both was team meat.
Okay, so now you're team hubby because.
Yeah, I need a meat.
I don't necessarily need a meat in my pasta to be fulfilled. But if there's a Caesar salad for dinner and there's no meat involved.
I think those are like slight exceptions. But on a regular, I need meat. I'm not going to eat green beans and a baked potato with no meat. I need a meat.
He's not very meticulous on many things, but like one thing that was a thing was, babe, where's the meat? Where the meat? Right, Daddy say where the meat? Before, completely, I literally tip the pan. Make sure I can get a good footing. Almost. TJ, hush. Almost. I clearly make omelets all day. Yeah, I clearly make omelets all day. I made 3/4 of a circle.
Might be able to salvage it. We'll see how that cooks up. But the goal is to flip it where it's like a pancake.
Right.
That was the goal, guys. But like we said, we had the tortillas as backup, so.
You know. All right, Chelsea, what you trying to do with the egg when we done?
What cool.
Okay. I almost made it.
All right. So D got me playing surgeon over here a little bit, trying to put these pieces together. Maybe I should say operation. I don't know. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I laid it out on parchment paper because the way this flipped is probably going to be easier for me to roll it up like a fruit roll-up instead of trying to fold it over. So we're going to try that method instead. Now that I've halved the avocados, I'm just going to scoop it into our bowl. Then you can just mash it down with your fork. Somebody pop their head up. Okay. Alright, guys. So now we're going to spread our avocado onto here.
Many.
Okay, so now we're going to add our lunch meat.
Let's get cooking.
TT cooking.
Cool. The cheese. Or do not cheese.
If you're trying to use the egg as the tortilla,
We're going to make it.
what I can do is make an omelet. What I clearly can't do is make an egg wrap.
We're going to work with what we got. I think that actually looks pretty solid. Alright guys, so here's the finished product. So we have our two options here. We have the tortilla roll and then the egg roll. Side of grapes for some fruit. And then we have our little mini bag of chips for the kiddos. And this is the finished product. I do have to say though, I think next time when I make the egg wrap, I'm going to do a thinner layer of egg because I think that'll be easier to either roll / fold over on itself. But we still made it work because when you put it in the parchment paper, that literally holds it together like glue. And so you could do whatever you want to do with the parchment paper. And then I just stuck a toothpick in here just to hold everything together. And then if you want to be extra cautious, you could put a little tape on there. But parchment paper is meant to take stuff on and off without it sticking. So tape is a little harder to stick on the parchment paper.
So what I like about this is that with the tortilla option, you could literally make 5 of those and have your lunch breakfast for the week and alternate what you put on the inside. Like I would even scramble eggs and put that in there. You know what I mean? And then this option we talked about, that one egg, we could literally chop up into 3 sections and have a meal prepped for 3 days. So that is what makes this worth the extra 15 to 30 minutes that it takes you to make this. Is you're saving time throughout the week. Like I'd probably do this on Sunday.
Also too, another option or idea is you could roll this up like a fruit roll up and then cut it up like pinwheel sandwiches too.
We love a pinwheel.
Mm-hmm. Okay guys, and then here is my to-go Tupperware that I use for baby girl, and this should show you how easily the tortilla fit in there with the grapes. And then I put a little bit of extra avocado on here as dipping sauce, but she actually really likes dipping sauces. And then you just pack your bag of chips. And then it's ready to go.
So prepped lunches, we all know that these come. We all know that Lay's come in variety packs. You can buy multiples of this and have those ready. It's probably a staple in a mom's pantry. Again, with Capri Suns, also bought in bulk. Where'd you get the Tupperwares?
I got it off Amazon and it came in a 4-pack.
Okay, cool. So while we're looking for baby food prep items, this is a really great on-the-go option, I think. Nice and durable. You can bring that to the pool, the park, literally anywhere. And then the separated sections, I think, is helpful, too, for mess. So that's pretty cool.
We're taking our first layer of popsicle out of the freezer. It's not completely frozen, but it's solid enough where we should be able to successfully put another layer on top of it. So now we're going to do our yogurt. And I do like for the yogurt to be a smidge thicker. And as you see, it's sitting right on top. It's not mixing in with the strawberry.
So that's the goal, to
Yes.
have that layer for the separation of color.
Yes, it looks really pretty. Okay, and now we're going to put this back into the freezer for the second layer to dry or freeze. Thank you.
Let me see. Oh.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm just cutting the skin off the kiwi so we can blend the kiwi together with a little bit of coconut water. I've actually never done the kiwi. This is new for me today too, so we'll see how this blends.
Yeah, perfect.
Halfway there for the filling, I'm going to go ahead on and put the popsicle stick in here so it can dry with this layer. Oh wait, girl, there's no popsicles over there.
You don't eat the purse, honey.
Just adding the third layer here of the kiwi to the top. It's just a little messy because I have to work around the popsicle.
And then you're gonna let it sit again, right?
Yep, same amount of time, 45 minutes ish. I would maybe do like an hour just for because it's the final finale. But you could always tell and see how this popsicle is moving a little bit. Nowhere near ready finished products.
Okay, these are going in the freezer.